What's going on YouTube? You already know. You guys already know. It's your TikTok barber. Today in this video, I will be showing you guys how to cut a mid drop fade. But before you start any haircut, you want to always start to pick or comb the client's hair in the direction that he or she brushes it. But you know what I'm saying, this is a little kid I'm cutting right now, so I'm just picking his hair out to its potential height so I can be able to, you know what I'm saying, cut it all even, because you do not want to feed the clippers with their hair not being combed. This is going to be a short tutorial. So the very first thing I did, yes, I did grab my clippers instead of my T-outliners or my outliners, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But what I did, I made my first initial guideline going against the grain because I want that fade to fall in place the way I want it to fall in place. Every barber had their differences of how they set their first initial guideline, but I want to set my first initial guideline with the clippers so it could be a better view for my fade to fall in place. But the very first thing you want to do is you want to close that guard or that blade or whatever you call it, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, just close that guard and you know what I'm saying, make sure your first initial guideline is even all the way around. And the last thing I did, I grabbed my trimmers and I had cleaned underneath the first initial guideline to make sure the fade was blurry. But you know what I'm saying, let's just get into this video and see how much further we can go to make this look fire. Alright guys, I did forget to mention to you guys, he wanted a 2.5 on the top. So yes, I did cut the top down, but it was his recommendation for me to cut it down because he's seen an old haircut picture from when he was a little bit younger that he liked better. But I wasn't a barber to cut his hair during that particular time, but he showed me a picture and I cut it the length that he wanted, which was a 2.5. So what I did, I grabbed my 2.5 purple magnetic blade and I went with the grain to knock it down even all the way around before I started my fading process. But look, let's stick around and just see how the end results turn out. Now guys, I have my wall magic clip. Yes, I still use my wall magic clip because you know what I'm saying, it really don't matter about what type of clip you use, it's the barber. But yes, I still have my wall magic clips and I'm using them. I'm going up an inch to, you know what I'm saying, so I can define my fade and my haircut, and I just want to make everything look, you know what I'm saying, vulnerable, faded out fresh, or whatever you call it. But always remember, I always go up an inch because the more you stretch the fade, the more you see the blurriness of the haircut. But you know what I'm saying, with that being said, man, let's just jump into it and finish watching this tutorial. Any other barber would have started off with one guard open, but big shout out to Game Changer who put me on game about this. I went and used my 1.5 guard because I'd rather take off too less more so than too much. With that being said, I put my 1.5 guard on and I went against the grain open to take off less hair because you know what I'm saying, the bigger the guard, the less hair you take off. So I just wanted to see my fade take transition as I cut. So with that being said, man, look, check this out. I adjusted with my 1.5 guard, but as well as I did go back behind my 1.5 with my 1 guard to see the fade take more transition within itself. So with that being said, again, come on, man, let's just take these steps one at a time. But the way I cut hair, I go all the way around the head and then I come back to make sure everything is even. the same process. The only difference is my 1.5 guard is closed. What I'm doing now, I'm just fading underneath the 1.5 open with the 1.5 closed. But you know what I'm saying? Everything is still the same way. But the only thing I'm doing is dropping a 1/2 inch lower with my 1.5 guard. Also with my 1.5 guard closed. But you know what I'm saying? You will get the picture at the end of the haircut. So if you stuck around long enough doing this haircut tutorial, please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notification, because your TikTok barber will be dropping content, will be dropping gems, you know what I'm saying, all that good stuff in the near future. Now I have my 1 purple magnetic guard open going against the 1.5 guard closed. So therefore, I'm pushing the fade in together to make a better transition. So the very first thing I did, I made my first initial guideline like I said, and then I had my blade open to make my primary line. Then therefore, I got my 1.5 and opened it to start to, debulk the hair at the top. Then I closed my 1.5. Now I have my 1 purple magnetic guard open going against the 1.5 closed to blend that line in together. So it's not going to be a total blend, but you know what I'm saying? It's just a process that you had to go through to match your blends all the way around, because you don't want to just halfway do things. So I do everything evenly. So yes, I have my 1 guard open going against the grain, which is my second primary guideline. And therefore, you will see me adjust to make the blend even perfect. Now guys, when I had the 1 guard open, I did adjust, I closed it, to faint that line out. Now I put my 0 magnetic guard on to even, feather that 1 closed out, because, the 1 closed by itself is not going to take the line out. I just want to let you guys know that from the door. But with that being said, I put my 0 magnetic guard on, and then I started to, feather that 1 guard closed out. Now, when I say I feathered the 1 guard closed out with the 0 guard, I didn't necessarily faded it out, because you have to adjust when needed with the 0 guard as well, because you want to make sure your fade is fitting so tight, man. Because always remember, when you cutting hair, when you fading hair, you're going to always fade in a tight process. So with that being said, tight places, you just got to deal with it. You got to work with it. You got to make it what it is. But the 0 guard is my best friend. Major reminder, guys, remember when I had my 1 guard open when I made my second initial guideline, then I told you I closed it, and after I closed it, I started to do a little details. Then I grabbed my 0 guard, then I started to feather that line out with the 0 guard, which is my 1 guard that I had closed. But right now, yes, it's kind of confusing, but I know. But you'll understand the way I'm explaining to you guys. Now I have my 1 guard open. I'm adjusting as needed. The reason I'm adjusting as needed, because it's just the point of me right now actually just doing a lot of detailing with my 1 guard, because I didn't want to leave a lot of bulk all over the head. So what I'm doing now, you just see me adjusting when needed with the 1 guard. Then I will probably fall in back with my 0 guard and adjust it when needed. The only thing I'm doing is just getting the hairs that I missed out on at first. So if you stuck around long enough for this video, man, hit that subscribe button if you understand what I'm saying. So let's get into it. Let's go. All right, YouTube, now it's time for me to knock that bottom line out. The only thing I'm doing now, I have my level halfway open / closed, and I'm just working between that first initial guideline, which when I had my level closed at the first beginning of the haircut. Now, this is the part that you need to adjust when needed, because that's the most very important part of the whole haircut, the detail. In other words, what I'm saying is, adjust when needed. When I say that means, you want to define your work. That's the last part of the haircut as of the fading process, because you want to make that look good. And another thing, on another note, you want to make the edge up match the haircut. You will see exactly what I'm talking about at the end of this haircut process. Continue to watch. Now, even though it looks like that I'm done with the detail work, what I'm about to do right now, I'm about to reverse my detail work. That means I'm going to start from this side all over again and work my way back around to the opposite side, so I can know I have my detail the way I want it, so the client can be happy with the haircut. Now, the fade and haircut process, what I'm doing right now, I'm just actually going back over the haircut as if I was doing it first, so I can know that my fade and my haircut is, just one blend. Because at the end of the day, his haircut gonna be fire anyway. I'm just double checking my work so I can just know everything is there, everything is laid, that's what it is. Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. Alright guys, this is the very most important part of the haircut, the edge up. What I'm spraying right now is Tresemme 5 Hold. The reason I'm spraying this because I want the edge up to, just be on point. Because, without the Tresemme 5 Hold, the haircut, the edge up, it won't be the way I want it. So I had to present the edge up by presenting the Tresemme 5 Volume Hold. Alright guys, this is the last process of the haircut detail. When I say detail, I'm talking about just get your trimmers and take that first initial guideline out with your trimmers. Always do cleanup work with your trimmers. Everything at the end of the haircut, make sure it's with your trimmers. Because without them, you won't just see that blur. But with that being said, man, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this haircut process. If you stayed around long enough, please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notification, and let your TikTok barber know that, that you're a loyal subscriber. But with that being said, it's your TikTok barber, and I'm out. May God bless. Peace.